welcome to another edition of Serious Matters with Olukunle on ONIF's TV. Well, I'm sure you've been enjoying a lot of our videos that we've been doing on this channel, but then we only do serious matters here on this particular platform. It's just serious matters, matters that are, you know, making the rounds, matters that are, you know, getting almost everybody involved, concerned and everything. And the latest that we have, you know, at the moment, and permit me to appreciate everyone who has taken time to pen down, to make comments, one comment or the other. You know, some people we even get to respond, and they respond, and then we keep talking and talking. Thank you very much. You are the more reason why we are here. And so on this particular one, we're going to be talking about the sex for grades or sex for marks, you know, that is making rounds now. And I'm sure you know that a journalist, a young journalist who was even discovered is even a university dropout for same reasons. I think one of the reasons why she was so passionate about handling that job, and sincerely she handled it perfectly well, because she was able to at least nab a number of persons. And you know, at the moment, at least Dr. Boniface in the University of Lagos, as at least he's not finding it fun. In the latest that we had was that he was rushed to the hospital because he tried to commit suicide. It could be very, very devastating for one to lose, you know, one's job, and not even at that level. He did not only lose his job, even the church suspended him and everything. And that's one of the reasons why we need to be very, very careful the steps that we take today, because they will affect one way or the other, whether good or bad, tomorrow. There will always be reflections in our tomorrow. So we must be very careful the steps that we take today. However, this video is going to be a very short one, because I want us to talk about it, because on this platform we've got so many of you who don't even live in Nigeria. So because this the probe into this issue was focused on a Nigerian university and also Ghana University, and so because we are in Nigeria, we'll focus on our own end of it, you know, because even the person in Ghana said, the Ghanaian said that there are no evidences against them. But unfortunately, we have seen videos making rounds. It was a very long episode of discovery that were made, you know, and it's good, because when things like this happen, you would have seen a lot of people come out. Even the wife of the governor of Ekiti State, Mrs. BC Fayemi, came out to say that she was also a victim. And I have even close persons that are victims too of sexual harassment by lecturers. You know, we have people who are close to us who have been sexually harassed, who have been sexually molested. You know, there's a difference between being harassed. If you are harassed, you most likely did not end up, you know, carrying out the act, or the lecturer did not eventually end up carrying, but molested because they eventually did. But the focus is the exchange, you know, says, if you don't come and let me touch you, you know, whichever way, if you don't let me touch you, if you don't let me sleep with you, if you don't let me have sex with you, you're not going to pass my course, even when she has read properly. Unfortunately, it is our ladies that are the receiving ends, you know, even though some guys have come out to say that they have also been victims, but very, very minute, very, very minute. Women lecturers, I am very proud of you, because majority of the responses that we have been getting have been telling us that women lecturers are always very, very responsible, except for a few who will not say that you will not pass their course if you don't date them, but you know, probably they just have an eye for you, and most of the time they are always single. If the woman lecturer is single, she could have an eye for a particular young guy or a particular guy, and then those are just the instances, which of course is not tied directly to they are, of course, they are more emotional when it comes to things that it's just a few of them who just get emotional, just get tied to, I like this guy, I love this guy, and then it just go on and on. So let's leave the women out of this, but then we'll be looking at the fact that they are the receiving end. They are the ones that get molested. They are the ones that get harassed. Guys will say that a woman, a girl cannot pass his course. And some lecturers are so terrible that they are followed through like that, and such students end up having extra years in those schools. I want us to talk about it. Your opinion, and not just your opinion on this matter, also your experiences. I'm sure we have ladies, young ladies. You don't have to reveal your identity, but you're sure that all your information remains confidential with us. But then, what has been your experience? Because if the wife of the governor could come out, yes, she said that, yes, it didn't get to some extent that so many young chaps, because if you see in one of the videos, this man even went to put off the lights. He put off the lights where they were so that he could kiss the lady, so that he could touch her, and then he said even though she didn't get, it didn't get, but then it seems to me there's virtually almost no lady. They're almost more than, let me say about 90% of our young ladies don't pass through the higher institutions from what we have seen and put together in Nigeria without being harassed sexually by one lecturer or the other. It is an harassment when it's an issue of if you don't do it, you won't pass. And like I said, so many lecturers have gone away with this. And I want to believe that, before I leave you to, take over the platform, so many people, or so many of them who have gotten away with this, then I'm sure some will even come back to be punished if, you will just speak out. If you will just speak out on this particular case. Let us know what has been your own experience. People came out to start saying, I also was a victim. In fact, a lot of people, a lot of young ladies got molested, got harassed, and it's becoming scary to get your children into the institution without them being harassed. And unfortunately, these students find it difficult to talk to somebody about it. They find it difficult to speak to even their parents about this situation. They find it difficult to even relate with people or even tell some person. And on the other hand, it has even turned some young ladies into, promiscuous and wayward. I beg your pardon permit me to use that word. Some young ladies who have become promiscuous or wayward in their way of life. It has made them so lazy because they all now believe that, look, if once I'm able to release myself to him, he will pass me, and so they don't bother to read. And so you see them coming out in flying colors. They cannot defend that certificate that they have come out with. And so we are looking at it from the two sides. But how do we now explain for a young lady who has gone into the university to do well, to come out? She's ready, she's doing all the breathing, she's doing everything, but she doesn't just get passed. She doesn't just get passed. A young lady is supposed to have first class by the time she leaves the university, but because of the relationship this lecturer has with this other girl, he gives that one the first class and gives this one the second class. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? Well, I'm beginning to, it's a very, very sensitive situation, and that's why it's been discussed on Serious Matters here with me on ONIF TV, because, sincerely speaking, I'm already getting emotional about the whole things. Looking at these young women, the Bible calls them weaker vessels, and so if they are weaker vessels, why should we just take advantage? Why should young men, lecturers, take advantage of them? I think our universities or our lecturers should become people who they are supposed to be guardian angels to our students, even in the higher institution, even much more for the ladies. Now, if the lecturers are harassing the young women, who do they report to when fellow students are harassing them? Who do they report to? So what that means is that our young women are living their lives in the midst of terror, in the midst of harassment. They run to this side. So at the end of the day, some don't even have a choice but to fall for one. The latest that I also had or read about one who, the younger, I think that was where it all began anyway. This principal who had been sleeping with twin sisters. sleeping with them until he got one of them pregnant. A principal. I once heard of a story of a young lady too whose teacher, lesson teacher, the lesson teacher happened to be the classmate of her mother. He molested the young girl, raped her as it were, and that was it. But who would the young girl tell? Who will understand? You know, like any innocent young lady. But that also sends a message that our young girls should also be very, very careful. When you see somebody beginning to pass advances at you, please, you also just be very careful. The person now sends you, go and get me this from my office. You should know, just know. It's trying to set you up. It's trying to set you up. So as much as possible, report any of such cases. Report any of such cases or any of such harassments. Report them at the very early stage. Don't become a victim before you now report them. That's why I feel very sorry for, you know, people who, I mean, even some of the young ladies are married today. Some of them are not enjoying their marriage because they have been harassed, they have been molested, they are emotionally degraded, they are, you know, they feel very bad, you know. So in fact, some of them just feel that they have not gotten through life without having to pay a price. And, you know, I've not said that you will not have to pay prices, but then not this kind. This is not the type that you are supposed to be paying. And this warning goes to all our female lecturers. Please be, I mean, you should be the father. You should be a father to them, to our young women. You should be a guard and guides to them. Now the young lady who released this, that BBC journalist who did all this job, now has been said, she said she's been receiving threats of death. Why are you threatening her? Why are you threatening her? He said the Yorubas have a saying, what that simply means is that if you do good, there will be no point you fidgeting. You're trying to be extremely extra careful. No, if you've not done anything, if your hands are not soiled, he say, hey, there you are. You just calm because your hands are not soiled. Your hands are not soiled. Anyways, please let's just drop our opinions on this sex for mark or sex for grade situation making the rounds at this point in time, and much more. Let us also make comments and drop our opinions regarding even young ladies who also have made it a point of duty to go seduce lecturers. Some even go as far as going to seduce lecturers, and then much more. We should drop. If you have experiences, if you've had experiences, drop them. You know, some of these experiences that you had, don't feel that the lecturer has gotten away with it. You never can tell. You could just drop something and somebody will pick it up and say, yo, really, you actually went through this? And then there are organizations who are ready to fight for you, and they will just do justice, you know, help you to get justice where it is hiding. And also much more. Please, let's be our brother's keeper. Young guys in the university, please be keepers of these young women. They cannot stand on their own. They are weak. It doesn't matter how much a woman professes or shows strength, she remains a weaker vessel when compared to a man. If a man holds a woman down, there's not much she can do. There's not much she can do. So let's protect them. Let's take care of them. Let's shield them. Let's defend them. And you two young ladies, feel free to be able to, you know, to share with somebody, oh, this is what I'm going through. This man is harassing me. A young guy who is in this, you know, who is coordinated, could help you out. Get the lecturer, get him reported and let him pay for whatever he's doing, or even threatening him to, the school authority could threaten him, you know, with, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So please, let's work together and rid our environment of these dirty names that, you know, we are finding ourselves, not even at a time like this when our economy is struggling, you know, to balance up. Well, this is Serious Matters on ONIF's TV. We'll look forward to receiving or reading your comments and responding to you. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest.